afternoon, everyone. As you heard, I'm the CEO of Access Employment, and as many of you I think know, I got to meet a lot of you, I think maybe that already have even connected with our organization. So I'm so excited to be here. So as Mustafa mentioned, we've been doing this for almost 30 years, and we help new Canadians to find employment, and our big focus is to find employment in their field. So we actually we have 5 locations across the GTA, and we offer a series of what we call sector-specific bridging programs. So they're short programs, but they help prepare you for work in your field. So I look at we have an engineering bridging program, IT, HR, sales and marketing, supply chain. So just meeting all of you today, I'm very excited that I think we can help you. But what makes us even better is we are part of a network of organizations called CASIP. So this is a consortium of agencies, and it actually stands for Consortium of Agencies Serving Internationally Trained Persons. So we work with 10 others, 3 colleges and 8 community organizations who do a lot of the same kind of work that we do. And as Mark mentioned, we are working with Magnet and Ryerson. We're trying to do this together to make sure we do help you get into your work field, help you with workplace communications, all the things that you need, but doing it together and coordinating it so we can really make this work. That's why we're all here. So it's a real pleasure to be here with you. So today, actually, I have the honor of introducing to you our keynote speaker, Ellen Austin, Human Resources Business Partner at the Business Development Bank of Canada, BDC, and she's going to tell you a little bit more about who they are. So Ellen has over 20 years of experience in human resources in the financial sector, both nationally and internationally. She actually received her university degree here from Ryerson University, and she's a past committee member for Ryerson Signpost Project for International Finance and Accounting Professionals. Ellen is currently the co-chair of BDC's Diversity Action Committee, and we are very fortunate to work with Ellen and have her active as a member of 2 of our advisories for our program. So one for the financial sector and one for entrepreneurs. So Ellen's area of expertise and passion include global graduate recruitment and organizational development. However, much of her time currently is spent as a strong advocate for the inclusion and employment of internationally trained professionals like you into the Canadian workforce. She continually strives to build partnerships within the community and with newcomer agencies like Access to help employ internationally trained professionals and to inspire other organizations to help foster hiring practices and help hire internationally trained people. So I can speak directly about all of this about Ellen. She's been an incredible partner to Access, and she's helped connect many of our clients to actual work with BDC, with the Business Development Bank of Canada, which is across all of Canada, right? So she's done a great deal around that. But she's also worked tirelessly and passionately with us to build a program for entrepreneurs, Entrepreneurship Connections, and is now traveling across the country, leveraging community partners and business partnerships in collaboration, of course, with BDC to try to make our Entrepreneurship Connections program available across Canada. So it is at this point I'd like you to join me in welcoming Ellen Austin as our speaker.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. After that lovely introduction, I think we should just have some more food and drink and go home. I'm feeling fabulous. So thank you very much, Allison. That's very kind. Allison didn't mention all the hundreds of other people who work on all of these programs. So it's not me. I'm just really good at stealing the stage and taking the credit. So. My name, as I said, is Ellen Austin, and I'm really quite humbled to be with you today. I'm kind of surprised I'm the keynote speaker because I'm sure for many of you in the past months and years, you've been through some horrific, unbelievable experiences, and probably your stories are more telling and passionate than mine. So to your courage, your ambition, and to the fact that you're sitting here today embarking on a journey of employment in Canada, I applaud you. I'm humbled by you, and I have business cards because in my other life I am also a recruiter. So I look forward to talking with all of you later. I wanted today to share in some small way my experience in the workplace. My presentation skills are not always terrific, so I want to put that out front, okay? Not great standing up in front of a crowd, but today I'm particularly worried because, as Allison mentioned to you, I'm actually a graduate of the Ryerson Urban Planning Department, but when I went there, this building didn't exist. That was 35 years ago, so lots happened in 35 years. But my passion for urban planning and my passion for human resources have kind of come together, and that's why I'm here to speak. I'm in no way an expert. All I'm going to do is give you my opinions and experiences over 25 years in this landscape. I've also had the opportunity to work in Europe, so I understand the differences between different countries and the way things are done. I'll try to give you some experiences we have here in the Toronto, in the GTA, and in Canada. These are things I've experienced and I want to share them with you. I'm sure you'll have other experiences as well. The most important part of today is, regardless of what I share with you or what you learn, that you continue to be true to yourself. Because at the end of the day, when you're looking for employment, the employer wants to hire you, not who Ellen Austin told you to be. So please keep that in mind. All right. So I'm going to start with a little bit of the Canadian market. I feel like I'm on the Starship Enterprise here. This is quite big and there's fancy screens. I'm going to just give you a little bit of background on the Canadian employment market, particularly in Ontario. But first I want to get a sense of how long most of you have been in Canada. So who's been here more than 5 years? Okay. More than 3. Okay. Who's been here less than a year? Okay, a few. And the 2 to 3 years? 2 months?
Less than a year. Everyone was here less than a year.
Okay, excellent. So most of you who've been here less than a year, yeah, I'm the first recruiter you want to talk to, okay? All right. So in terms of the marketplace, the GTA, and everyone knows the GTA is the Greater Toronto Area. Okay, you'll hear that referred to, and when you see job postings, you'll see that reference as well. The GTA is actually quite a diverse environment. It's made up of a number of different neighborhoods. One of the best things to do when you're trying to establish yourself and you're looking for employment is to pull out a big map and spend some time to understand where Little Italy is, where Little Korea is. Find all of those places and get yourself acquainted with the landscape of the city itself. Toronto has a lot of diverse neighborhoods. The great thing I think about Toronto is that it changes constantly. The neighborhood boundaries are changing and they're mixing. And I think at the end of the day, great to have community hubs, but also great when we all come together and mix, because that's true diversity. That's when you're actually sharing your culture, the person you are, and your work experiences. So don't be tempted to hide in a community where you feel more comfortable. It's a big city, there's lots of opportunity, don't be shy. Okay, and I can tell you this honestly, because I've lived here for a very, 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 very long time. And I love it, and I've lived other places, and I always come back. I think as well, you'll find in Toronto or the GTA, a diversity of employers. And so I think there's always an elephant in the room, and those of you who've been here for a little while may know this elephant. When you go seeking employment, that terrible, awful phrase that you hear, which is,
Canadian experience.
you have no Canadian experience. So on behalf of Toronto and the GTA, I apologize if you ever hear that, okay? Not all employers are as sophisticated or as ready and understanding of international talent. But please know that there are so many employers in this city who see international talent as an advantage. Because as I just talked about, this is a very diverse city. When I want to serve my clients, I need help to serve them in the language, in the style, and the custom that they are comfortable with. So never ever let anyone put you down for not having Canadian experience, okay? We're great here, but our experience isn't any more special or important than your experience. So go in with the right frame of mind. Okay, and we're going to talk a little bit later about confidence. I want to talk a little bit about, I thought he was pulling me off. I thought, oh, I'm not doing a good job. I want to talk a little bit about what's actually here in the city and the GTA and actually the province, because I'm sure you have a variety of different backgrounds. So I'll start with manufacturing. So any of you in logistics, manufacturing, engineering, you'll find a majority of the jobs are not in the core of Toronto. Most of those moved out in the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s into the suburbs. So if you're looking for those types of jobs, you're probably looking outside into the more rural areas of Ontario and the greater GTA. Okay, and that was a function of cost. If you're looking for IT, I'll tell you in Ontario, the hubs are really Kitchener, Ottawa, Markham, and the downtown core of Toronto. So if you're looking for those kinds of roles, that's where you'll find critical mass. If you're looking for, I'm just trying to remember here. Oh, if you're looking for food and beverage, so again, logistics, food, import, export, I will tell you it's a little known fact, but we have a very, very robust food and beverage industry in Ontario. And that's situated in Toronto and north of Toronto as well. So again, if you're looking for jobs in food and beverage, that's where you want to look. And lastly, if you're looking for automotive, that tends to be mostly southwestern Ontario. So that's Windsor, London, Kitchener. Okay, so when you're looking for those positions, think about where critical mass is, because that will help you in your search. Okay. So that's kind of a snapshot of the city and where the jobs are, okay? What I want to talk to you today about specifically is really about things that make it unique in terms of an employment experience here in Ontario or Canada or Toronto or the GTA. So I'm going to touch on three things. What I want to talk about first is your confidence. And you may kind of go, what's that got to do with Toronto? But we'll talk about that because I think that's a really key, important factor for you. I'm going to talk to you about networking, and then I'm going to talk to you about community partners and associations. So let's talk about confidence first. So I want you to put your hands up really, really high if you have ever done this, okay? Because I meet maybe, I don't know, maybe 1,000 people a year in recruitment, okay? And nothing is sadder to me than when someone comes up, puts their hand out, introduces themselves and says, "Hi, I'm Fatima. I've been in Canada for 6 months." It breaks my heart, because the most important thing about Fatima isn't how long she's been here, it's what skills and experience she could bring to a job. And when you go to recruitment events, you're going to get maybe 10, 15 seconds to shake the hand of a recruiter and sell yourself. Okay? We are delighted. We are absolutely thrilled that you've chosen to come here to Canada. So thank you for that. Thank you for bringing your skills. But don't make that your sign. Okay? And I use Fatima because this is a lady that I met. Lovely lady. Big event, we're networking like crazy. I have lots of openings, and I probably didn't tell you, at BDC, what we do is we finance small and medium-sized entrepreneurs. So we're a Crown corporation. And what we do is we help entrepreneurs to get going. And as Allison talked about, I'm also very passionate about newcomer entrepreneurs and the program that we run for them. So, big event, I have openings, I can hardly wait. Is anyone a commercial lender here? Does anyone want to be a commercial lender? Retail banker? Okay, there she is. All right. I will see you after. So this Fatima comes up to me, shakes my hand, tells me she's been in Canada for 6 months, and then someone else comes up and I start a conversation with them, right? Fatima's lost. I didn't hear about what she did. It was a colleague who came back to me after the event and said, "Did you meet that woman Fatima? Oh my gosh, she's fantastic. She has 10 years of commercial experience. She's done this and this and this." And had my colleague not come back to me, I never would have hired Fatima. Because what she started with was almost an apology. "I'm sorry, I've only been here for a few months." Okay? So it's a very common mistake. You'll be nervous when you're meeting recruiters because you're thinking, "Oh, I really want this job," or "I want this opportunity." And I can't tell you how many times that is the first thing that you will share. That's not what you want to be your opening pitch. Your opening pitch should be, "I'm an experienced commercial lender who specializes in real estate." Okay, now I'm excited. As I get to know you as a recruiter, then I can start to learn that you've only been here for a short time. And as a thoughtful recruiter, then I can help to build a career path if I hire you that will help you to settle and to get comfortable in the environment. Okay? So promise me you'll never open with how long you've been here. Okay? Because wouldn't it have been funny if I'd started out and come and said, "Hi, my name's Ellen Austin, and I've been here for 56 years. Okay, that's my whole life, just wanted to know. So make sure you're selling yourself all the time. And again, I'm sure that for many of you, you have confidence. You're already here. You're doing the right things. Don't let anybody sell short the international experience you have, okay? And when you're talking to recruiters, sometimes they will kind of glaze over when you tell them about where you've worked, okay? Because they have no concept of a company that's far away. Okay, so let's say, for example, I were one of those recruiters. I would know about CIBC and RBC and TD, okay, and Scotiabank, because that's what I've grown up with. That's my financial landscape. But I don't know about the Development Bank of India. I don't know lots of other banks around the world. So what you need to do as an employee, potential employee, is you need to educate the recruiter. And that's part of your confidence pitch, okay? You need to very succinctly be able to tell me where you've worked, what kind of organization it was, and then tell me what you've done. So who could do that for me? Does someone want to volunteer? Oh, you're so shy. Nobody wants to tell me? Yes. Thank you.
My name is Marcel. I am an experienced marketing and film production in the film production industry. I've been working in marketing field for over 10 years in Dubai, and in the film industry over 5 years. I've done short films and I write short stories as well.
Excellent. That was fabulous. Okay. You've practiced your pitch, haven't you?
I work in marketing, I have to know.
Excellent. But it is something, so whether you're an engineer, a teacher, a banker, what you want to do to build your confidence is practice your pitch. And you want to practice that a lot. And that may include explaining where you've worked before, if it's not common knowledge. Okay? It's very important. And it sounds like a silly thing, but if you don't get that pitch right, you'll never have that opportunity, like Fatima, right, to go on and to have the opportunity to tell me more. So get your pitch down, get it down really well, practice it, practice it, practice it. And it's not just for you. I have a pitch. I practice my pitch all the time. Don't tell my employer. But you need to be able to articulate quickly who you are, what you do, and the value add that you can bring to an employer. Okay? Is that not surprising to anyone? Everyone knows that? The toughest critic you will have is yourself, because people, I can tell you, have a very difficult time talking about themselves and selling themselves. So I usually see one of two kinds of candidates. The first candidate is Fatima. Hello, I've been here 6 months. I'm sorry to take up your time. I'm really, happy to be here. Very sweet, very loving, but not selling herself. Now there is another kind of candidate, and I don't want you to be that candidate. I think we all know what candidate I'm talking about. Hi, I'm here, I'm Ellen, and I'm the best recruiter in the world, and you have to hire me right now, and I'm gonna hunt you down on LinkedIn and Facebook until you hire me. Probably not your best choice either. So what I'm looking for is something in the middle, where you feel comfortable as an individual, you can share quickly and succinctly with a recruiter or a networker. Okay? Great. So, confidence is high. If you ran into someone in this room later today when we're doing some networking, would you be able to tell them who you are, what you've done, and your accomplishments? And if you can't, good for you to know you can't, and then that's your opportunity to practice. Okay? All right. The next thing I'm going to talk about builds on your pitch. And the next thing is networking. I'm going to tell you in all sincerity, you can go on Workopolis and all of the different sites, and there are lots of jobs there, and I think it's a great opportunity for you to go and see what kinds of jobs are out there and how those jobs are described. But the reality in the GTA particularly is that 60 to 75% of the jobs that are available and are filled are never posted. Those jobs are word of mouth, okay? It's, oh, I know someone who knows somebody who's looking for someone. Oh, I met someone the other day. Here, let me introduce you, okay? So 60 to 75% of the jobs you will never see, okay? Networking is the most important and impactful way for you to find a job here in the GTA. It is the #1 reason people get jobs. #1 reason. And you may be kind of going, but I'm new here, I don't have a very big network. You can build a network everywhere you go. So the people in this room, you may have a common cause, you're looking for employment, you want to get comfortable in the workplace, but at the end of the day, these people can be your network. I can be part of your network. It doesn't mean that I necessarily will hire you, but if I meet you, and I met this lovely marketing lady here, right? So I'm going to go back to my office. I meet with other recruiters, I'm listening to other people, and someone's going to say, oh, I'm looking for someone in marketing and who has some experience in film. What am I going to do? I'm going to go to my LinkedIn and say, hey, I met somebody, can I connect you? Okay? Makes me look good because I've helped my friend, and they have an opportunity now to meet a great talent. But if you had just gotten up and said, I've been here for 6 months, I never would have known that. Networking is so important. So where else do you think you can network?
Professional events.
Sorry?
Professional events.
Absolutely, yep. Chambers of commerce, okay? If you have a designation, if you're an engineer, you have a professional degree, I strongly encourage you to join that association, okay? And base it on where you want to work. So if you're an engineer and you want to work in the downtown core, join the City of Toronto Engineering Association. If you live in Markham and you want to work in Markham as an engineer, then join the York Region Association, okay? Don't flood yourself joining every association. because what'll happen is you won't have enough time to build any meaningful relationships with those folks. So be selective about where you're going to spend your time and who you think you're going to meet there. Any other ideas about networks? Sorry?
The meetups, maybe?
Yeah, they have meetups. Yeah, that's a great place. Lots of entrepreneurs come together like that. Absolutely. How many of you are on LinkedIn? Okay, that's your homework tonight. You should all be on LinkedIn. Okay? I cannot tell you how many jobs get posted through LinkedIn. Okay? Does everyone understand what link is? Through social media? And if you're like, oh, I don't really know how to do that, it looks a little cumbersome or I'm not comfortable doing it, I am the epitome of not technology. You can tell I didn't know what to do with this, so I'm walking around with it. Okay? It's okay. LinkedIn's not that hard. And I haven't introduced my colleague here, Amber from BDC. She's going to run your workshop later this afternoon. She's really good. She's excellent. I got Amber to sit and show me. Now I have a little piece of paper and I make sure and I figure it out. LinkedIn is absolutely, absolutely critical. Regardless of your profession, you need LinkedIn. Okay? There are jobs posted there. There's information. It's absolutely, you must do that. If you don't do that, you're missing huge, huge opportunity. So please, if you do nothing else out of my talk, besides, look me up on LinkedIn, set up your LinkedIn profile and start finding out who you can connect with. This is absolute basic. You must. Okay, so chambers of commerce, associations, really important networking. But don't forget, every time you go out the door is an opportunity for you to network. I encourage people to make up a business card. Make up a card that has your name, your profession, your email address, and some contact info. Okay? Because when you're out networking and you meet someone, right, how am I going to remember her name? How am I going to remember that? I'm not. But if she hands me a card that says marketing and film professional, now I have a piece of paper to take back. And the ideal scenario for you would be tonight when you go home to reach out to me on LinkedIn and go, oh, we met today. I just wanted to know if we could connect on LinkedIn. I'm going to go, oh, yeah, I think she was really great. Yeah, let's connect. Okay? Very simple. But you need to have that business card ready and available to hand out. Okay? All right. So you have networked, right? You've got your confidence up, you're networking, it's great. So I'm going to these chamber of events, I'm meeting someone, the engineer professionals over and over, but I just don't seem to be getting any traction. I'm going to talk to you now about probably one of the single best kept secrets in the GTA, and it's called community partners. Okay? How many of you have reached out to a search firm? Nobody? Do you know a search firm? Like a headhunter. Do you know a headhunter? Yeah? Okay, good. That's a great source for you, okay? What they are professional people. You go to them, you give them your resume, you talk about what you're looking for, and they help to try and connect you with a position. Absolutely, you should do that. Don't go to lots and lots. Pick one or two that specialize in what it is you're looking for. The other option that I talked about is community partners. And Allison was nice enough to talk about the relationship we have with Access. And it's lovely when she does that, but I'm going to tell you, I'm not that nice a person. I'm really not. I'm very selfish. I want to be really, really successful at my job, and that's why I connect with Access. So in my territory in Ontario, I have 270 employees. 35 of those employees came from Access, okay? And why do I deal with Access? Because in the programs that Allison was talking about are exactly why. They have a financial services program. So Rebecca from Access phones me and says, oh, we have a graduating class. Would you like to come and meet them? Why would I want to go and meet professionally trained commercial lenders looking for work? That makes my job so easy. I have to tell you, it's fabulous. And a lot of the pieces that help you to find work, you get helped by community partners like Access. And there are many community partners across the city. I'm just speaking about my personal experience with Access. So I want to make sure that you know this kind of community partner is fantastic, because guess who Allison talks to all day? She talks to employers like me, okay? Her team go out, find employers, understand what they need, and then they say, hey, Ellen, I've got great commercial lenders for you. Or there's an engineering profession, chain logistics. The list is endless, okay? The community partner is your best network, okay? And their sole objective is to help you find employment. Why would you not go there? It's absolutely the best thing. And our relationship's grown so much because I meet more and more people. And if you think, oh, but maybe Access won't be able to connect to me, I'm going to tell you a quick story because I'm almost out of time, which always happens to me. Okay, I had an event, met some people, met a candidate. Candidate wasn't quite a good fit for BDC. And that's okay, right? Not all of us are going to fit in all organizations. But the account manager from BDC who met this candidate, oh, really great candidate, yeah, let's stay connected. That account manager went back to the office and spoke to one of our clients. And the client said, oh, gee, I wish I could find an accountant. I'm looking for an accountant. My account manager went, I just met an accountant 20 minutes ago. Can I connect you? Okay. 3 days later, that accountant was employed with my client. So, didn't join with BDC. Oh, see, someone's calling you for a job already. So, that client, the candidate didn't end up working for BDC, but because they were in the program and BDC is associated with the community partner, our account manager had a client who had a need. So, don't forget, while you're looking, and it's the hardest, there's no harder job than looking for a job, I have to tell you. It's the worst. So keep your confidence up, make sure you network, and leverage community partners. So I'm gonna leave it there because I could talk about this all day because you can tell I love this. So 35 years ago, I couldn't stop talking here and I'm back still talking. So thank you very much. It was a pleasure to meet all of you. I wish you all the best.